Hello everyone, welcome to the McDSP YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about how to use the McDSP ML4000 mastering limiter to control a dynamic electric guitar track. Let's get into it. The ML4000 mastering limiter is a high-resolution limiter and multiband dynamics processor designed for music, mastering, post, and live music, but we're going to use it to solve a common problem you might come across when mixing guitars. As you just heard, in front of me I have a double-tracked, low-gain guitar track that I put the ML4000 on. You may have noticed that, without the ML4000, this guitar track is pretty muddy. However, it's also pretty dynamic, so we don't really want to slap an aggressive high-pass filter on it and call it a day. As a result, to control this low end without using a static EQ move that could take away the body of the entire guitar track, we can use compression and expansion in the multiband section of the ML4000 to dynamically treat different parts of this guitar's frequency spectrum in different ways. Let me show you what I mean. First, let's take a look at the crossover section of the ML4000 by clicking the X-Over tab at the top of the interface. Here, I've dragged around the dots for crossover point 1 and crossover point 2, so that band 2 will be centered around the 100 Hz area. Then, I brought crossover point 3 to around 3.2K, so that band 4 will be covering just about all of the high end in this signal. Then, I enabled compression on band 2 and expansion on band 4. I did this because, when necessary, I want the compressor to attenuate the low end, and I want the expander to turn up the high end. I also brought the attack and release sliders to their fastest possible values on both bands, and dialed up the ratio to 4:1 on band 4. Then I set the thresholds for each band at values that dynamically clear up any low end muddiness and turn up a nice bit of high end air when necessary. Now let's play through a couple sections of this song and bypass each band to hear what's going on here in more detail. Keep an eye on the expansion meter on band 4, which shows when the high end of the guitar is being increased, and the gain reduction meter of band 2, which shows when the low end is being reduced. Lastly, notice how the expansion meter on band 4 goes up to higher values in between notes and when less high notes are being played, and the gain reduction meter on band 2 does more work when lower notes are being played. As you can hear, the ML4000 is not only taming the low end of these guitars, but it is also giving them a really nice and subtle high-end lift just when they need it. Additionally, when it is taming the low end, it's keeping their body intact, so they don't sound thin and you can still clearly hear the notes that are being played. That's all we've got for today. We hope you learned something new. If you have any questions or maybe even an idea for a video that you'd like to see, feel free to leave us a comment. Lastly, don't forget to like and subscribe for more McDSP tips and content, and we will see you next time.